Okay, so here we have the cheapest case that I could find possible that would fit with the MSI G41M-P23. Just going through, taking it apart, making sure everything's there. Looks like it is. Little shot of power supply. And here I'm going to take out all the accessories that come with it. Just a twisty tie holding it in. Cord for the power supply. And here are the cords. It's going to go to the motherboard, or CD-ROM drive, hard drive, several other things, whatever you want to plug up. These also go to the motherboard. Just pull them all out of the way. Trying to make room for the motherboard. Here's the box that all the original things came in with the invoice. You just basically need to go through and make sure that all the things that are on the invoice are in this box, such as the hard drive and several other things. Here you can see the contents. What you need to do is go ahead and separate out everything. Paperwork from things you actually need to use or maybe keep, like the RAM box, a couple of cords, instructions to the motherboard, motherboard itself, a few cords, a few screws. Just go ahead and pull everything out of the box, get it sorted, stick what you don't need in the box back in there maybe. Definitely need the drivers. Like I said, the instructions to how the processor works. This is a SATA cable. And this is just the box. You might want to keep that for warranties. You never know. Faceplate to the motherboard. Old IDE cable, just in case you need it. You never know. Okay. Well, I gotta admit, you might need some basic tools. But go ahead and get everything strewn out. It's gonna look like this anyway. Dump everything in the bags. Get your screws all in order. You can go ahead and separate them out, do what you want, but basically all the screws are going to be able to be used wherever you want to, with a few exceptions. Alright, well, this is the inside of the case. There's a few holes here. What you want to do is go ahead and line them up with the motherboard, because this is where your motherboard is going to bolt to the case. Okay, so here's the motherboard in place. What you want to do is just drop it down in place. Check for the holes. You want to place the brass risers that you see in each little spot that you're going to put a screw through. Also in the manual, they'll post all of them if you just look. All we have are just the basic screws. Just pick and choose whichever ones fit. And we're going to screw that in place. You're going to do this for every single hole that you found that you placed a brass fitting for underneath the motherboard. So what we're going to do is go ahead and plug all the power that we can up so far. We won't have to worry about cords later. Orient it the right direction. It should be pretty easy to figure out. It won't go in if it's the wrong direction. Okay, and here I've located the plug that's going to go to the CPU fan from the power supply. Right there in the corner where I'm pointing is where it's going to go in at. Make sure you orient it the right direction. It's only going to fit one way. Also, I want you to know the fan cord that I pointed out earlier, which if your case does have one or not, should be plugged into the power supply also. And here's the hard drive with the power cord also attached. Here's the fun part with all those cords we moved out of the way earlier. What I'm showing you is the motherboard instruction manual. I just want you to verify each cord with the jack number. On the side of each cord you can see speaker an LED, and so forth and so on. If you just look inside your manual, it'll show you where each one is supposed to be plugged up. Right down here beside the jack itself on the motherboard, you can see the jack number, which you can go back and verify within the instruction manual. But what you want to do is make sure that the positives are plugged in the right spot and the negatives are plugged in the right spot. All this is located in the instruction manual. The positives are usually light colors, the negatives are usually darker colors. Here's the CD-ROM drive, which is also SATA. What you want to do is plug this into SATA 2 along with plugging from the power supply a power cord into the back of the CD-ROM drive. And finally, when you're done putting it all together, go ahead and verify that everything is working. Here you can see I'm installing Windows 7.